This past summer, my mom, brother, and I took a trip to the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Though this was my first time my brother and I had visited the area, my mom was returning to the sandy shore after over 45 years. We experienced many new things on the trip, but the most fun was seeing how much she enjoyed visiting a place she had seen as a child. This is the story of our trip. We left my mother's house in upstate South Carolina on the first day of our vacation, content with just driving as far as we could, finding a hotel, then finishing the drive the following day. It was exciting to plan all the fun places we would visit. Our main goal for the week: see as many lighthouses as possible. Our first stop was Roanoke Island, where we walked around the small lighthouse area and got our first taste of the Outer Banks. My family has an interesting personal connection to Roanoke Island. Andy Griffith, famous for his television series The Andy Griffith Show, was my cousin on my mom's side, and he is buried on Roanoke Island. We then headed over one of the many bridges to Kitty Hawk. Over the course of the week, we visited so many places and experienced so many new things. The first day, we took a Hummer tour out onto the beach in Corolla looking for the wild horses. It was a beautiful way to start our day, and a priceless experience to see these horses standing on the massive dunes or just hanging out in the front yards of the few houses on that end of the island. Though we didn't take flight ourselves, we did visit the Wright Brothers Museum, where we learned about what it took to make that first flight. We also met some of their friends and tried to join them for their next flight. We never left the ground, but we did get to fly a kite at Jockey Ridge, on the largest sand dune in the eastern United States. This was so much fun, and we channeled our inner Ben Franklin as a pretty strong thunderstorm rolled in. My brother was so excited because he had never flown a kite before. There's a first time for everything. In addition to these other excursions, we wanted to see lighthouses. We started off seeing and climbing the brick lighthouse at Currituck. It was so beautiful from the top. Next, we visited the Body Island Lighthouse, and though we didn't climb this one, the sight of the black and white horizontal stripes was absolutely beautiful. Next, we traveled to the iconic Cape Hatteras Lighthouse. We learned about how they had to move the lighthouse because it was so close to the water. This visit was even new for my mom because it was in the original location when she visited. The last lighthouse we saw was on Ocracoke Island. This was particularly exciting, as the only way to get out to the island is by ferry. Driving onto the boat and hanging out as we took over might have been as exciting as seeing the lighthouse itself. Finally, since we were at the beach, we spent some time in the sand soaking up the Carolina sun. The water was beautiful, and we even made a new friend. I don't know when we might return to the Outer Banks, but I'm ready to go right now.